Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sognsdal Saga series. Norway is at war in itself, not just internally, but also externally. There's two simultaneous wars ongoing in the Kingdom of Norway. One is due to a civil war which has been going on for 19 months now, a war for Valdemar's claim on Norway. As we are alone on this issue except for one ally from Giotland, while they have many allies within, led by Þórunn Ástríðrsdottir of Sognsdal. Valdemar, however, he's still loyal to us in some way. It's a yes, he may resent me, but we have an agreement. We negotiate an alliance to make sure you don't join that faction. But obviously, he's still with us. He is, a loyalist of sorts. But however, he does serve in one of our armies. As we have split the two armies, one to focus on the southern front and the other the northern front. Western front is a little, except for, well, obviously the Loyalist army, but that's there to protect their land. As Valdemar is present there, because he's already has a war of his own. Because Þórunn, who's not only rebelling against me, but he also wants this land. Not just that, but the whole duchy title, because he felt that these two Varangian veterans are just both egoists. So there is a war within a war. And then outside there is another war, started by Vestergotland, which they want a piece of our Norway in Vengelmuk, in which we will have them dealt with too. But they do have an ally, and that's Denmark, which we fear that they may intervene on this matter, and it may further complicate the already volatile situation as it is. And some would think, well, how are you going to deal with all of this? And I even just noticed that they're also allied with Scotland in it. It's part of Sweden. Sigurd. The son of Sigurd Snake in the Eye. Yipe. So, just when you thought that this war was already brutal enough, now things may escalate down here. But this is going to become a volatile front. Only because they want this territory that's belonged to Brynjolfur II, who is 2 years old and has a dog. I assume the dog serves as not only the pet, but also part of the council. Because who's going to guide this boy to defend their home from malefactors? And at the same time, I'm trying to learn the Sami language. As I already learned one language, Finnic. Only because my father was Estonian. So now the real question this episode is, can Þórunn overcome the odds? I mean, she can with her extremely high prowess skill, which is without equal, as I described before. And the fact that she is wrathful, impatient, sadistic, and sometimes lazy. She'll deal with whatever issue there is. And she is quite stressed right now, and she likes to take her anger out on somebody. So our priority right now is to try to liberate this territory. While meanwhile, they are to return to Nidaros for resupply. As one of the friendly forces, that's Visby, led by Bjorn. He will liberate this territory, which will get the occupied counties. off. We do occupy the enemy capital. So if we can make sure that these rebels do not occupy any of our loyalist territory, then we are more than likely to win, as the war score will go up. And then we'll also have to deal with Sognsdal at the same time, and possibly Danvok and Skagni. We may have to resort to getting mercenaries, which are more likely to get them, despite the fact they don't do as much damage. But they do a lot of screen should we ever be defeated in battle, as they're skirmishers, but they're good against heavy infantry and spearmen, which are our common sight around here. But if we can get them to fight in forested areas, great. But remember, this war could end anyway. Either we win or we lose. And since Valdemar still serves under us in a way, I think he is in this army. Yes, Valdemar is here. If he's ever killed in action, war ends. But he's still my brother and I would want to protect him. Although, I could release my anger and just beat him up out of frustration, just to tell him it's like, dang, it's your fault, your fault, your fault. But he's my half-brother. He's a Varangian veteran, and he's virtuous. And he loves the gods, so he should be respected, despite the fact what he thinks of me. Frodi here, who's also a problematic person. Veteran exercise. Fought him in a duel recently. In an unlikely event that if we see him out there and he's killed in action, these lands will go back to me. And this is Vestagotland's claim. Your claim, is it? Unpressed. I would love to release my anger on him. But there are other ways. And if he was a criminal, I would love to punish him. In fact, any person who has rebelled against me are criminals, in fact. Every single one of you are criminals for rebelling. And when this whole thing is over, I'm going to punish you. So, alright. Remember, resupply, and then we will advance to there while they will liberate there. Or may possibly go north. While meanwhile, this may get ugly here, with the potential escalation of the Denmark Skagni to join. But I still want to release my anger on somebody before I get too stressed. You got a physician, do you? Just wondering. Yeah, you do. Okay. Again, they're doing this for him. He didn't rebel, he stayed loyal. I'm thinking about releasing my anger on him just for the heck of it. Hardakunuta is still loyal to us. We forgot about him. He's another one of the good lads. As he holds Yamtalan and Mara. But he's in the same army. So these two Varangians are together. Just only one rebelled, and he's from there. He also wants that part of the land. I really need to punish somebody for their incompetence, one would think. Oh, you don't like me, huh? You say you have hatred and disappointment towards me? Well, I'm going to teach you a lesson, Berserker. This may be an act of tyranny. The victor loses stress and the loser gains stress. So I'm going to take it out on you. Because I don't know better. For a few brief moments, Ali and I face lazy obstacles, each watch for an opening. I heft my sword, my mother's sword, ready to defend myself while he clutches his axe from my hand. This fine memory tell first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Ali wastes no time, meeting me in an intense series of powerful cleaves that force me back step by step. You need to lose some of that stress. So go for this. Strike! Parry! Plus, expert onslaught throw out a flurry of rapid attacks and counters. I leap into action, launching a flurry of quick slashes, driving myself hard against his guard, wearing him down with each expertly timed strike. He retaliates with a smooth flowing series of quick slashes and powerful cleaves. Each strike forced me back a little more. My form is good with only small errors. His stance is formidable. I've yet to open up my opponent's guard at all, so no way yet to claim victory. I'll show you how I heft the sword. Skill employees make a series of well-placed strikes. My sword flows around him like water, each strike chaining fluently onto the next. A series of expertly timed strikes. He shifts to defensive stance, his axe forming a damned near impenetrable wall of perfect grace between me and him. My form is good with only small errors. His stance is incredible. My opponent's guard is fierce, and I feel far from victory. Try this again. Leaving an action, launching a flurry of quick slashes again. Drawing myself out against his guard, wearing him down with each expertly timed strike. With surprising speed, he unleashes a powerful cleave with his axe, nearly knocking my sword loose. My form is excellent. A little chance for mistake. Stance formidable. You are evenly matched, with victory bouncing on the knife edge. This is sudden death. Methinks I need to make an example of you. Butchery. High increased success. Although I may risk injury, as in you lose the duel. As I gained the duel handicap rank 6, but will try to fight back. A grim smile curls over my lips as I launch into a blistering series of powerful cleaves, each strike putting more focus on pain than victory. Ali staggers at the sags of each blow, and with every ripple of delightful pain that courses through him only spurs me to fight harder. By the time he collapses, he's gasping for breath and splitting up thick ropes of blood. I prepare to lazily stab him in the base of the skull. I'm almost disappointed here to torture you before my sword can fall. I am victorious. And now he resents me for doing that to him. Because we're rivals now. Because I bested him in the duel. But now it says he bested me. No, I bested him. She didn't execute in prison, my relative. I don't know, some strange text going on here. If I had my way, I'd have beat you up again for saying such things to me. But, please, we have a civil war going on. There's no time for infighting, as some would say, of a sane soldier would say. Why you two are fighting each other? Now he's taken up drinking. But it had to be stress relief. who's second place? Besides Valdemar? Ordekanutta. What if I cast my vote on him? Or force it? But regardless, if in an unlikely event that I would die during the war, Valdemar takes over, civil war is over, and he would be forced to clean up the mess. I have not joined yet, but since the target enemy, would the rebels be fighting each other? Well, not fighting each other, but they may engage with them. That's the other question. Okay, what's going on here? I think they are gonna try to get together here, and this is gonna endanger our position here. Thrace is about to be liberated, as they're still on their way back to resupply, because we expected that this would be undersupplied and we need every advantage we can get. But at least you got over your wound. As I said, you've been taught a lesson. You may be the commander of the Army of the Northern Front, but I cannot stand incompetence. Even though we only won victories. It's just, I had to take my frustrations out on somebody, and you resent me for it. See? Now they're fighting each other. Two enemies. One from the rebellious part of Norway, and the other against Sognsdal as the army of someone I Petasari. Wait a minute, isn't that crud? Those are the ones I was saving my money on. May have to get this because we never had cavalry before. We may consider getting that. It's only 3 years, and we don't expect the war to last for another 3 years. We do have an heir captured. What are you talking about? There's Frodi. He's got his own army. They must be dealt with. And then we'll resupply here in Tønsberg. So we've liberated these territories. May consider advancing up north to there. Just for future reference on the path of where it may go. Dróttning of peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortals. I was reminded of this. I woke up coughing in early morning hours. A dull pain pounded through my head and throat. You seem to be under the weather, my lady. I know a fair number of suitable remedies. Do no more is necessary. We're at war here. Also, it says that my humors are out of balance, and that the best way to restore them will be through bloodletting. After consulting the astronomical charts, she decided I should be bled from my armpits and temples. The bloodletting just turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seemed a little brighter. Thank you. God blast it. Down there. No, they have not joined. Neither have they. So again, I'll deal with that army up in the mountains. Then we're going to turn around and resupply, wait for a while, then we'll engage them down to the south. That's the army of the rebellion, while these two went up there. Okay, so you got that? There's no need to transfer, but it seems they moved most of their forces. They pulled them out all that way. And as for you, Valdemar, as long as you hold your home, you'll be staying loyal with us. But remember, I don't want to get rid of you. Personally. As much as I would love to beat you up for doing what you did in rebellion, but you're still somehow loyal to us because I negotiated. We signed an agreement. And remember, in an unlikely event that you, Valdemar, get killed in action, this war is over. And then we'll turn our focus to that. Even if you survive, war still continues, and there's going to be more bloodshed. And remember, they wanted you in a throne, and yet we had an agreement that you would not rebel against me, and you didn't. So this is a very complex situation. If Frodi is killed, then the lands are mine. As the battle rages on, I find myself in the midst of a small pocket of close quarters combat. With the help of my men, we smashed the opposition with ease, but the focus of the attention was on me, who managed to put on a particularly impressive display whilst fighting the unrelenting enemies. Take a second to catch my breath after the attack. I noticed some of my soldiers watching on with admiration for my impressive fighting display. Are you not entertained? Even though I look pale because I'm still ill? Happens again. Now we must go. There's another rebellious vassal of mine. She's from over there. We'll deal with her, and then rest up in Dunsburg. It seems they gathered most of their forces down there, but we're trying to keep them separated. And it seems the friendly army of Visby will be sailing down to meet up with us. We do need all their help. They have some good fighters, including this man. They're well supplied now. I think occupying more of the counties would make our job easier. Anything to get out faster. We'll do the bulk of the fighting down here. Just gotta get back to more friendly territory here so we can reinforce. They're gonna get away. No, we're gonna catch them. We really need to get back to Tunsberg so we can resupply and reinforce. Captured my rival and vassal. That's good. Very good. You are now prisoner of war. The forces of Vestergotland are now taking this land. Who knows where they'll go from here, but that's not the objective they're looking for. They're gonna probably head to the capital. I'll let the other army handle it once they occupy up there. We're trying to rest up here. Now to get some fresh reinforcements. Who's this? Dobra. Cousin. You'll do. Just don't get on my bad side. So all the supplies we took from this new summon army is added into ours. And unfortunately we're a bit over the limits here. So split up. Go to here. And once we're done, get together. Combined rebellion army. They're destroying the army of Götaland. So they had to break off the siege in order to engage that one. You better hurry up and finish that siege. As I woke this morning and saw the rays of sunshine falling through my window, it took me a moment to realize I'd slept soundly for the first time in weeks and did not wake up coughing once. Glad to be well again. Where are they going? If they're going to Götaland, that is a waste of time. Almost full supply, should be up by next month. They are. What the hell are they doing? That's a waste of time. Alright, everything's full supplied. I see you over there. Step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls up before me. A bristling mass of tents, shacks, and lean-tos of wood and mud and shit. Pennants snap in a stiff breeze. The work is endless. The earth is a morass of mud and bodies. The air is foul and musty beneath the canopy of tarps that cover the tents. The sweet scent of horses and sweat and leather intermingled with the mixtures of blood and dried shit that kick our boots and cloaks. My loyal retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. A round of Bodvin stands before me, a smoking pyre, a grey shadow amid the remains of my conquering army. A desolate wasteland of parched fields and smoking hovels, dotted with blood and perversion, witnesses to a nightmare beyond hell itself. And fields in between empty carts dot the lanes, abandoned by panicked villagers, and stone houses stand darkened and looted, windows shattered, frizz dangling like tattered bandages. Arching skeletal tree branches hang over the ruined walls, forming a tangled roof over the roughly cobbled streets. Grieving widows wheeled with empty eyes, petrified by fear. Rotting bodies line the street. Spare it, says Norway. Shouldn't do that to anyone, no matter how bloody these sieges are. No, I think we can do all this work, including dealing with the forces of Vestergotland. I don't know why they haven't joined that war yet, but it's a good sign that shows that they're not committing to this. So they went on an expedition to there, and it's a waste of valuable time over there, which gives us more time to deal with the Army of Þórunn under the command of Frodi. Destroying his army, then he can't get it off. Well, actually he can from Odoan. That's a whole nother thing. Occupied by Brynjolf. Oh, separate war. Right. Separate conflict. Which you're getting awfully too powerful. And you know, you're on Loyalist ground. But their affair is over. But you know what? Go take this one as well. Again, we'll deal with this mess. Since most of the enemy is away, killed them, then we should be alright. We'll deal with this, and then after that, after them. At least it's out in open plains. To even ground. Oh gods. Oh gods. It's happening. Not here. There. Not here. There. Fine now, how much do they have? We should have looked it up in advance. Oh, they're getting away with this. What little they have, you gotta join up with us. Get to us if you can. Things are about to get ugly. Stood on the ridge overlooking the battle of the Barony of Stange. A short distance from the front lines. Me and Valdemar observed the enemy's forces movements. Everything's going as planned in accordance to what I organized at the start of the battle. When suddenly, Valdemar turns to me and points out an unexpected enemy rush into the weaker section of our main force. We must reposition our men to defend that charge, he says, before asking to go himself to assist in the commanding the tactical changes needed. Crazy war. Valdemar, I'm the commander here. So, here, I will assist the defense under my command. We'll gain some prestige out of this. Some martial lifestyle experience that's definitely needed. 21% chance that I'll be wounded, 7% chance I get severely injured. As for Valdemar, 35% chance he gets wounded, and 35% chance he gets severely injured. Follow me, Valdemar, I say before singling my personal guards to follow me into the battle. Using my experience, I give Valdemar tactical commands to follow while maintaining my own authority over handling the situation. By my experience and his help, we managed to contain the enemy's advance. We both begin to get stuck in the fight with the front line. I lose Valdemar in the fray, and I have to pray that he makes it out alive while swinging my blade through countless foes and shouting commands. It's clear my men are glad to have me in command. Otherwise, me and Valdemar might have received more than a cut or a bruise. These men are lucky to have me in command. Valdemar's been wounded. Captured this man. And also this man who is part of the mercenary band. Another brave zone. I know you resent me. Raw wounds. So, he's better from his wounds, but it's gonna stick with him for a good couple of months. He made a swift recovery from the wounds. The rush treatment has left the injury sore and limbs weak. Again, you're the veteran of this, so just stick with me, alright? You'll be alright. We're on your side. Well, you're on my side anyway. 54 days. 54 days. They're gonna occupy it before we even get there. Knowing that they're gonna move their forces up, let's make sure they don't get together. Yep, they're gonna occupy before we do. Sweden is in civil war. Tyranny. Including Västergötland. They will not pull back. They're probably gonna meet up with the rest. While we begin occupation over the siege over there. We scared them away. We gotta chase them. Just don't regroup with their ally. In fact, organized march, faster movement speed, and screened for heavy infantry, spearmen, archer, and skirmisher should we ever lose a battle. So we're actually going to fight them here. Aslog fitly cut down her bed. not entertained. Capture this, finish, man. Always wanted more reavers for certain situations like this. Let's get this territory back under control. They'll have guilt on. That's all they have? 600? Now, how much do they have? 600. Yeah, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. I guess it makes a little difference. We'll begin our siege here. Don't forget Yamtalan. Half-brother also rebelled against me. Scandinavia is in chaos, and there's even a civil war in Finnmaku. Only Karlea and Patsasumi, Finland, is the only areas that's seemingly stable. Whereas everything's gone to heck on this side of Scandinavia. Oh, we're gonna do something stupid here. As we'll liberate this territory. Okay, go to this river, and then we're gonna sail to there, and then right on them. We'll be there in 54 days. After we dealt with them, then we're gonna take this land, and then that land, and then this nonsense. Their siege is about to be complete, and then they'll have to come back down. The Nidars will resupply, and then we'll deal with more enemy forces, which is over there mainly, in fact. They're likely going to go to Yamtaland. So that'll definitely be your next task. Step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A cacophony of tents and banners and smoke rising from the numerous cook fires. Flags hang limply in the rain-fogged air, whipped now and then by wind. Shouts and cries ring through the damp air. My low retainer approaches and informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. Vaga stands before me, a charcoal bastion. The fields in between, trees and flax were flattened. Houses and barns are reduced to kindling, burning homes. Crumbling spire pointed accusingly into the grey and rainy sky. Bodies trapped in jagged iron spears at the gates. Shocked survivors stumble among the tightly packed houses, seeking what's left of their lives. Spare all of that. I'm aware you've taken prisoners. That's your call. You and I are going to settle the score one day. After the war. We have our disagreements. And yes, there's infighting within. So they're gonna sail back to Nidars for resupply, and then we will fight against this army, while I personally will be with that, and then we're gonna take it to the capital. Again, this plan may be a stupid idea. Tempting. Really tempting. I think we can handle without mercenaries. So, what is writing about scholarly matters? A learning book. It's always good. Love to punish criminals. There's gotta be better ways for stress reduction. Thought of something. I could torture him because I'm sadistic. Or I'm gonna beat you up again. I mean, you wouldn't like that, would you? I mean, we're not rivals, so there's no point of making enemies. But perhaps there could be more ideas. I'm trying to think in my mind because this is a complicated matter. You want him back? Pay up 100 because I spent most of my money on that inspiration. Yes, I'm at war. Do I really need to? Both brave and sadistic, he's more likely. It's my cupbearer. So you got a problem with me being sadistic, murder, all that? How about this? I'm gonna take my frustrations out on you. You won't like that, do you? More infighting. Just winter forces. He serves in the same army as I do. He's with me. Too bad it doesn't give a description says, hey, we're having a duel on the boat. But you gotta imagine it, people. It's like while we're sailing down the river, and then she decides to release her anger because she's frustrated. Just decides to clean her up. But not in a way you would think, like it's a drunken brawl. But instead, it's a duel. So we have our swords. We're starting to twitch, our bout begins. Although, unless you want to imagine, we decide to... It's like, hey, stop the boat. We'll do it on the shore, and then we'll fight here. Now, Don retaliates with a smooth flowing series of quick slash follow cleaves. Each strike forcing me back a little more. Expert onslaught, throw out a furious rapid attacks and counters. And leap into action, launching a further quick slashes, driving myself hard against his guard, wearing him down. Each exploit time strike. Down counters of a furious hail of quick slashes, almost running me through repeatedly. My form is good with only small errors, his stance is formidable. My opponent's guard is fierce, and I feel far from victory. Is that the best you got? You can't even hit me. So I'll tire and play defensive with my long tower so I stay fresh. It becomes harder to injure myself. Time and again, I backpedal, dodge, and weave. I always just attempting target distance soon. He's showing signs of exhaustion. He shifts into a defense stance, his sword forming a near-damned impenetrable wall. The perfect face between me and him. My form is excellent, low chance of mistake. His stance is incredible. I still feel for victory. Try this again. Quick slashes. Hard against the. Now Dan seems to vibrate in a second and he explodes in fury, screaming loud enough to shake the earth, throwing something with rare savagery. He hit a berserker move. Oh yeah? I'll do that too. I'll do that to you too. Berserker gang. Rage and anger and the insatiable need to kill wall up inside me, tearing a bloody hole in my psyche. I feel the berserker gang overtake me, but it's good pain. Rah! Flying towards like a woman possessed, the son of my foe's guard tear the sword in his grasp a powerful cleave. Faster than I could see, hard enough that my bones quake. I raid down a hate-filled rage, blows that toss him to the ground with ease. As fast as it came over me, my rage evaporates, leaving me shaken, but couples meant this. Dan all but screams out of you while he still can. So he berserker ganged me. Well then I do it back at him. Gosh, this is what happens when you put two berserkers in a duel. Regardless whose gender it is. But do not underestimate the world's strongest woman. But it was a good fight. It didn't turn into a rivalry. He has no opinion on that, other than, it's like, hey, what you did, that was tyranny. That wasn't nice of you. Fighting is my stress relief. Wait, have you recovered from your wound? Okay, good. Because I need you in combat right now. Oh, we lost one of our men. He was my counselor. He was my steward. Not you. My vassal Floki approaches me with clear doubt in his eyes. He explains to me that his face is faltering due to his time spending guarding the border against the cornerstone and fraternizing with the enemy. His words are not in jest. It feels as if the slightest mistake could push him away from her. Yet this is an opportunity to strengthen our fervor as well as our relationship. From Yamtaland. Of course, because of Sami over there. Oh gosh, someone call a priest! I call upon Riksgita Kovrun to resolve the situation. Floki will feel betrayed because he told the others about his woes. For her, the learning challenge is that 45% chance that he remains a doubt and he will convert. 32% chance that he feels threatened by the presence, which he gains way more stress. 22% chance of assurance of his faith. He did not embrace the Konosko. No, he did not. But he became severely stressed. And he's become irritable as a form of stress relief. Hope he doesn't take his frustration out on me. He's just landed. And we'll be in resupply and he'll deal with that army soon. Meanwhile... Got him. Head to there. The counselor died from his internal injuries. Did he sustain that from that recent battle? Because I must have missed a little bit of that. Kill. No. Took his eye. It's good. He was my chancellor. I guess there's no one better than you. Move out. Find my beneficiary surrounded by scrolls and manuscripts. Head in our hands. My lady, there's so many areas I have nowhere to touch. Religion, education, not to mention the art of writing itself. What topic does Immersion for? Let her decide. It's a learning book. All I care about is more learning lifestyle experience. Don't let these bastards get away. Go get them, fearless one. You know what to do. Use your full might. Crud. It's gonna take longer than expected. Must return to Vestfold once the matter is over. Actually, no. This is well supplied here. Seems indecisive. Old age, 76. We have a new one. Oh, I know her. She's been here for a while. Worships our gods, but she's not of our culture. She's a Permian, to be exact. Manichaean priesthood. They actually have the Yamag. That's impossible. Because you can only create that title if you were to take Samarkand. There's no Manichaeans there. No. Yogya, which means from there. Rather interesting. You know, gotta take it into consideration. Regarding what the is going on. Especially with heroes on both sides. Because it makes me want to say, is there any among you who are, or anybody in this realm, I should say, just go for top realm, look for anybody who has genius or intelligent. Because I'd like to marry somebody smart, and soon. Fortunately, there's no males in this room. Okay, hang on. Our culture. Only interested in our culture. Because maybe I'm just not looking at it right. Try it again. There is one man, but he's 52 and he's feeling fine. Ugh. Well, what about romance? Nope. Oh, maybe just try sway first, and when you like it well enough, then eventually you'll seduce him. Meanwhile, the siege continues down here, now fighting down here. Unfortunately, we're taking more casualties. We killed one of theirs, and that's the reason why we're taking more casualties, because they got more things than we do. Just hold on, alright? We're gonna lose it here. We severely underestimated them. Pull back. This is going to take a combined effort to defeat him. And a lot of their enemies just became berserkers. That's why they overcame us. But we were able to kill one of theirs, but he was one of the weak ones. Wounded Edgar. He may be a bleeder, but hopefully he'll go down. So, half-sister saved herself. Yeah, they are retreating the Darls as ordered. At least Sweden won't attack us. They're busy with their internal affair. Leave her alone. I was drinking, so I wasn't able to say anything. Step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A jumble of soggy tents, miserable men in grimy clothes, and cooking fires and smoke. Flags float above the throng. Shouts and cries ring through the damp air. My low retainer approaches and informs me the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. The Herald of Dalaborg stands for me, a bonfire of flaming timber and fields in between. Corpses of rotten grass and vultures wheel and screech. Smoke coils from the blackened stone buildings. The windows shattered, walls pitted and scorched. Shallow craters dot the trampled fields between. Grieving widows and orphan children wander the streets, and crows perch on the charred roofs. Now, this is not Norwegian land, so I'm actually gonna, again, may consider this as retaliation, but I don't give a damn what these people think about me. We need the money. Let my army run wild on this one. My goodness, you could potentially lose nearly 3 levels of stress if you were to burn it all down. But no, let my army run wild on this one. It's just a form of payback. They'll get everything they deserve. Return to here. We'll resupply. Get down here. While they're in retreat. Where they're going. Don't tell me they're shadowing it. And they're gonna head to Nidaros. Oh, they will. Of course, they're gonna get away with that again, but they did not take their relevant objective. Go ahead and forge it. I probably don't want it, and I may give it to somebody as a gift. That matters little, because they're not taking a relevant objective. They stopped themselves. Stay where you are. We have a shortage. So we need new men. Again, 5, 3, 2, it's 5. What do you care about more? Tell you what. Be here 8 days. Here's what we're gonna do. In the interest of fairness. My lady, look at that paper. I've never seen such fine quality before. This area breaks away from market for such the cost towards selling a staggering. But this my project would reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, my child, still this. Can we get a fair price? Not convinced. At least I tried. I mean, you gotta spend it. Split up. Well, I want you to meet up with them. And the other one stays. You're simply being transferred. This is all the good fighting men we have. Unless we're gonna go get some lowly people. Recruit some male courtier. Are you a good fighter? Doesn't matter. We're having a shortage of fighting men. We're gonna have to deal with them soon. Yes. Benefits of Biri. Oh, Finnmarku. Make, the courtier, and my court tutor. In the past few days, neighboring Cognac is this one. It's Sami, right? Sami. Has been visiting my court on her way to some holy site or something. Since her arrival, she's been outshining me with her generosity towards my own courtiers, who have been all lapping up her gold with no dignity. How can I help but scoff when I see her surrounded by adoring courtiers for the umpteenth time? My courtiers! A purse for you, good Make, and some coins for you too also, Adeline. Remember, riches are meant to be shared. I could be even more generous. Pay them both. See? Ah, so close to 8. I know you can never reach that, but still, would have been grand. Follow in piety. One of my guards seemed to be in an unusually good mood today. When I asked him why, He paused for a few moments, unsure what he wanted to tell me. Eventually he admitted because his father passed away. I had known for a long time that my guard and his father had never been on the best terms. His father, while not an outright villain, was a caustic, rageful, and very unlikable person who gave his son a lot of grief and stress. Still, to feel the joy over the death of one's parents, is such a thing even appropriate? I would never say such things to my mother if she were... Well, she is dead. You know what I mean. He wasn't a good father, yes, but show him some more respect. Alright, move out. We're gonna win that war anyway. We're under attack. Who in the right mind? Now they're gonna be heading back to sea. At least we made them rethink that strategy of theirs. This is enemy territory. They're gonna try to pull out, but we'll catch them. And then more reinforcements will soon follow. See, probably not a good idea here. Plus recently disembarked. 25 days. We'll be there in 45 days. Oh, that doesn't matter. Chances will improve anyway. Again, we got the new guy here, but unfortunately, we lost a lot of good men. And as well as even more good men who have defected to the other side, and they were later killed. Maybe we should check these prisoners of war. It's like, hey, we're granting you amnesty because we need more fighting men. There'll be no sacrifices. But if you are landed enemies from the other side, no, you will not be released. Despite what you think of me, we need your help. I know you serve that, but we're forcibly recruiting you. It's not a defection, but you get what I mean. You also serve his army. One-legged. As if losing a leg is ever going to stop you. You're one of the good ones. You're in too. Finnish mercenary. Get in here too. Plus you might be of some use to us in the future. This old man won't do. We're forcibly recruiting these men that we imprisoned because of a shortage of manpower. There, now we've ended this bloody mess. This had been ongoing for 3 years, but this conflict's been going on for 4 years. And because of this, I was just taking up all war participants will be released. He'll lose that claim. He'll pay some gold in reparations. Hey, put her on the house first. She's the Duchess. Probably want her ransomed. No. There. We settled this part. Now let's reunite with the forces out there. No, 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 no. Get together. We'll enact all these decisions till the war is over. Turn back. Head to there. Go ahead. They're gonna walk right into them. Instead, they're gonna turn back. They surrounded themselves. You're either gonna fight him or you're gonna fight me. Choice is yours. An ornate tome that shows a modest understanding of scholarly matters touches upon subjects such as theological treatises. The cover is wood that's been painted to display a repeating image of eschatological scenes. Oh, that's nice. For more piety. If you're ever a religious person. It's for keeps. If I ever switch my focus to learning. Oh, brothers, Þórunn and Valdemar among the most powerful vassals of my realm. One who's loyal, the other is the rebel. I never know how to keep them, so don't go around stirring up trouble. Perhaps flattery is the way to go. Would anyone be pleased to have something made in there? I should let fish in there. Beneficiary. Know that I'm dedicating a masterpiece to my trustworthy vassals and advisors. Dedications are overrated anyway. Need a little more piety, you know. Blow up her devotion would be helpful. Bloody battles to be fought here. Remember, Valdemar, you're still in my army, and there's a potential you may get killed out here. If you're dead, war's over. I saw you chop the club into pieces. Down on the ridge overlooking the barren. Above. That kid. Short distance from the front lines. Me and Thorbrand observe enemy force movements. Everything's going as planned, in accordance to what I organized at the start of the battle. When suddenly Thorbrand turns to me and points out an unexpected enemy rush to the weaker section of our main force. We must reposition our men to defend that charge, he says. Or ask yourself to assist in command. I'm in command here. Plus, it'll get me closer to the next part, which I'll go for a hit and run. It'll do a lot more damage for heavy infantry, spearmen, and archers and skirmishers alike. Follow me, Thorbrand. I say before singling my personal guardsmen to follow me in the battle. Using my experience, I give them tactical commands to follow while maintaining my own authority over the handling of the situation. By means of my experience in this help, we managed to contain the enemy advance. We both begin to get stuck in the fighting of our front line. I lose him in the fray. At the parade, he makes it out alive while swinging my blade through countless foes and shouting commands. It's good to see my men are glad to have me in command. Otherwise, mere Thorunn would receive more than a cut or a bruise. These men are lucky to have me in command. Oh, cousin. He's been severely injured. Do treat him, please. Oh my gosh. Valdemar. He's been killed. My God. The war isn't over. Now it's turned to a war of tyranny against me. They refuse to let this go. Had his skull cracked open. He's been killed in action. You were brave, brother. You were actually one of the... I mean, despite the fact we had our disagreements, you resented me and all that, but still, you remained loyal to Norway. We're glad to have you in service. You see, those factions, those people who are members of that faction, they want him into the throne. And this is what happens when you have a civil war like these. You got him killed. And what did they have to say about it? And all they can say about it is, we're going to continue this civil war because we don't want Þórunn in the throne. So now they're taking the frustrations out on me. One tale ends and another begins. Getting myself involved deep in frontline of chaos, I find myself concerned as a fray of arrows come flying over the opposites' heads, crashing into my own men. Amongst the injured, I find myself with an arrow lodged firmly into the side of my eye socket. Shocked and stunned, I stole back to the rear of my army, partially blinded. I was lucky to survive. Lost my brother, now I lost my eye. Damn this war. It may be a virtue to have an eye, but my power skill goes down slightly, which doesn't even matter. But it does increase the natural dread a bit. Now, look closely to her left eye. Well, actually, there's a better way to view that. Look closely to her left eye. That's where it's lost, and it's been replaced. Not wearing an eye patch. So, Þórunn, one eye. World's strongest woman. Again, we killed one of them, and we killed another of theirs. Chopped to pieces, slain in battle. We also slew the commander here. Yeah, Magna. Yeah, he was the commander from Valdemar. Then we lost him. We lost Valdemar. He was a Varangian veteran, one valued warlike courtier. His experience, his fighting experience, is worthy of admiration. And with the death of him now, Hörður has inherited this land, and now Miðvuki has joined the rebellion. So now he no longer has these issues anymore. And so now they're going to turn their focus on us. But don't worry, we're sticking together this time. This war ain't over yet, not by a long shot. So many defeats and retreats. We do occupy the capital of the rebellion, which I'm sure that I think you should handle this side of the Western Front. We already dealt with the main body of troops there, which they're largely decimated. Maybe we should turn our attention to there. Let's get moving. Just take this area. Once you're done, deal with the rest. And while you're on your way there, meet up with the new lads. Who's he? Yeah. Again, forcibly recruited. Because we had expected something like this. Wait for it. That's... Okay. 3, 2, 1. Come in. Join up with us. Liberate the Amtalan, and maybe we'll take Mona while we're at it. The enemies left the war. He died, and is succeeded by Sven II. He may be stupid, but so now there's had some stability here. So this makes the whole southern front secure. While west and a bit of the east, you know, unstable. North is all occupied. The reason why I ended up war is because he died in captivity, that's why. I didn't release him from imprisonment. It did not say died in your dungeon. Actually, it did. Died in my dungeons. Okay, just want to confirm that. This will add up some toughness for our fighting forces. They're going to try to retake it back. Once you occupy this, go after them. What's going on there? No, I can't view that. Oh. It's Viken. These are forces from Viken. It's part of that little ongoing situation, and they know the Loyalists, their vassals, can actually fight against rebels. So this is Loyalist forces from Viken fighting against the rebel army of the Amtaland. That's what this is. So that's good. That'll keep it busy. Take their leave. I step out of my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. The scarlet of massive humanity spilling from the slopes of several hills, standards and colors flap and snap in the wind, leaning against the bare rocks that rise from the earth. Gulls circles above, calling one another with shrill cries. Cut timbers laid stacked like a wall outside the tents. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. Oh, Rumstalda stands for me, a rusting heap of battle-torn horsemen in steel. In the fields between, the dead and dying lie heaped in grotesque mounds. The smell of rotting flesh hangs heavy in the air, 80 with the fierce copper scent of blood. The survivors emerge from the burnt-out husks of houses, their faces blank and pale in the morning light. Shocked survivors stumble around the dark streets, clutching their burnt skin and bandaging their wounds. The children wail, and the wounded howl. All are too drunk on fear to understand their circumstances. Spare it. I may be angry, but remember, I could take my frustrations out on somebody that I don't like. Move out. Deal with the rebel army, while we will liberate this territory on this side here. I want to know who's the man that killed my brother. Bud. He's on this army. My prisoner. We can... She's in a dungeon, right? Yes, she's in a dungeon. And she is my rival. Health is poor. Fair reason, because rebellion. Maybe this is how we're gonna get her out of that war. He will inherit these two lands. I see. Now, I'm going to release my anger on you. Because you're the man that killed my brother. He also killed Sigurd. I almost said 1918. 918? Is that when the war began? Let me go back to memories. Yes, I became ruler. Defeated the battle. Became rivals. Became rivals. And it was on 9/19, so actually, this was before the war, so was slain in a duel. Probably a separate issue, because I thought it involved, during that time down there. But it says the liege belongs to her, so guess they had a rivalry issue. Memories don't say, but I'm gonna release my anger on you because you're the man that killed my brother. So it's not exactly I'm trying to kill him. No, it's to teach him a lesson. He wastes no time meeting with a tense series of powerful cleaves that forced me back step by step. He thinks for me to make an example of you. I can't count how many people I've run through with my sword. Maybe he will be next, but maybe not. But my reign of savage laws must have weared him down. Ryder shifts to a defensive stance. His axe forms a damned near impenetrable perfect phrase between me and him. I just noticed hearing the seagulls because he's in that army, so we're actually fighting, out there at sea. That's what this is. Wow, Berserker King. Spittle flying, sword wearing dramatically. I launch myself at my foe. A red mist rips through my mind. Everything is rage, blood, blissful catharsis. Another counters of a fierce hail of quick slash, almost cutting me down repeatedly. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake. His stance is critical. My opponent's still holding off my blows well, but he seems to be close to faltering. Let me show you how a professional fights. As a shield maiden, give it hard grit, bringing my experience of air and lay down a barrier to determine attacks. Track the seas, I evade a strike round. Step into a blow and bringing my sword up from powerful cleave before darting back at a safe distance. With surprising speed, he unleashes a powerful cleave to my axe, nearly knocking my sword loose. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake. The stance is formidable. I have my opponent on the back, but I still need to consolidate my victory. Just do it! A grim smile curls over my lips. I launch a blistering series of powerful cleaves, each strike putting more focus on pain than victory. Bottom stack gives and sags with each blow with every ripple of delightful flame that courses through him only spurs me to fight harder. By the time he collapses, he's gasping for breath and spitting up thick ropes of blood. I've heard a lazily stab in the base of the skull, but I'm almost disappointed to hear the torch here before my sword can fall. I'm victorious. Anybody else? You want to go another round? After the war? It's like, yes, we're commanders of both armies. You may have some of the best commanding experience we have, but we have disagreements personally. So this war is going to leave a bitter memory to many. You're in this same army, right? Yes, he's in the same army that he also fights as well. Combined forces all together. That's what's going on here. I'm not going to participate in that one. We're going to try to liberate this territory. But you'll have the high ground. They're running off now. You won't catch all of them, but you'll get some. Because Frode is getting away again. We'll be there in 15 days. Just need someone I can trust. They're going to be a little too late to participate. 28 days. Things are about to get ugly. You have the high ground, but they have more warriors coming their way. Oh, it's happening again. Oh. We've liberated Yamtaland. Head back to Nidars. If you are somehow defeated in this battle, then we're gonna have to do it together. Oh. Damn it. We kind of recruited that he was a guest. But he cracked his skull open. He was chopped to pieces by heck of his axe. Killed their commander. We shall hold. Is that the man that killed my brother? No. His name is spelled different. That's a different Bald. It's Barda, not Bald. Bald. Captured Colbion. One-legged. Go figure. Too many damn good men dying here. So need to occupy more territory. Actually, no. Go down to Hordaland. Beck, we're coming down with you. loss. No, we're scaring them off. Now they're going to resort back to the southern front. Let's make a combined effort, alright? Just get it done faster. I know it's going to cause supply issues at a later time. But still. Just want this damned war to be over. Sigurd. This is him. He tried to take advantages, but he lost that one. No. Didn't know they're allies. You know what? I'm sorry, but we gotta deal with this. In 2 months? 3 months. Unless we can scare them away. We have a much larger army than theirs. Yep, we're scaring them away. Gotta give chase. They're probably gonna take it to the high ground. No prospectus. I sit quietly listening to my perverse executor. Yeah. Locked in a keen theological debate with my guest, Nina. Sami. I didn't trace lustfully, but Okona skull is closer to the true word of Uko. The purest distillation of the philolic revelations. Scoffs, smile, or cold attempt. Read the heroic sagas and you'll see that the unholy rituals of witches stand in contradiction to the pursuit of Valhalla. This is why I do not talk to the lost. He says, sighs with frustration. If you would not listen to the truth, I hope that you're somehow spared infernal hell. Why on earth would I do that? It is not our place to debate the divine, because there's more pressing concerns. Remain in occupied territory. So now, step out of my tent as the siege camp sprawls out before me. A sordid place, pathetic and undignified. Staring at the Dakota's flag snapping in the wind, leaning against the bare rocks that rise from the earth. Gulls circle above, calling to another with shrill cries. Shouts, cries, rings through the damp air. My low retainer approaches and informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. Bjorgvin stands for me, a cantankerous collection of stone and wood that seems to somehow breathe. Black limbs tangled and intertwined, teeth bared in a grimace and agony, fields in between, empty carts and tumbled carriages, mired in mud, the axes splintered, the horses are nowhere to be seen, the smoke rises from the burned hovel. Windmills that once stood here in the open fields have been stripped of their sails, splendid timbers rammed into the ground like bone claws. Scourge bodies hang from charred branches, a punishment, no doubt, for some misdeed during the siege. Grieving widows weep in the doorways, and barefoot children shuffle amid the rubble. Spare it again, Mrs. Norwegian. We have to spare every territory that you've captured. Because it's just a sorry state that they're in. Sami raiders. But they're raiding rebel territory, which is fine by me. Take this one. We'll do the bulk of the fighting now. they come. Come and get it. Cousin's been imprisoned. Oh, right, you won the war. I see. That whole separate issue. Here comes more. My God brought the joyous news. I could scarce believe it. My rival has finally perished in a dungeon. To think that I'll live in a world free from that witch. And to think that I was the one who brought it. I'm so happy that it could dance. On her shallow grave. And so now, they left the war. It's this one who serves it, which now this is no longer rebel territory. Consider this as liberated, pacified, so now the rebellion's gotten smaller than before. Who does this belong to? Yamtalan. Orakunute. He's down there. He's not fighting among his troops anymore. Actually, stop. Split. Resupply. Plan of capture. He's assembling an army. War's end is coming soon. Follow me. We'll be resupplying on the go. I was about to say, how long's this war been going on? But no, it's going to end soon. We'll know how long it took. Yeah, I'm rushing. I'm rushing my army and way down there. It's only me, Don, Uslog, and Rogan. Oh, that will be coming. Reinforcements need to catch up. There she is, shouts the voice from my soul. It's Dróttning of Þórunn, says someone else from another direction. Where they're coming from? I think to myself, whilst continuing to follow up more and more foes. After a period of prolonged combat, my nearby soldiers desperately try to protect me, but as their numbers dwindle, I begin to take hits from a larger quantity of enemies. At the last of my personal guard falls dead on the floor, I look up to myself, see myself separated by a short distance from the rest of my army. They have me 10 to 1. This is what I get for rushing into the action. One second. In case I die. If I die, then Orakunute will take over, and he will put an end to the civil war for good. I don't want that in my conscience. Knowing her, she may have lost an eye, but she'll keep on fighting, no matter what. I'm the strongest woman in the world. Live by the sword. As the enemies converge on my position, I raise my blade, prepare to fight. One swings at me wildly, allowing me to parry and get a hit in, whilst another brings their sword slashing into my back. Yelling in pain and anger, I turn and use all my force to smash my sword through the attacker's torso. As a few of the other attackers move towards me, I slash my blade wildly at them, making a gash in the chest of one, who in turn falls backwards and knocks another of the foes into their sword, which plunges their chest. Amazed, I continue to strike at attackers, somehow managing to slay in each and every one of them. Heavily wounded, I staggered away from the scene of the fight. Heavily wounded, but alive. All skill, I think. Now I'm severely injured. But I'm still considered fine. After retreating from immediate combat, I had to assess my situation. I noticed the damage my body's received. While it's not absolutely lethal, it's certainly something to be concerned of. Noticing my fighter, Aslog, is, convinced that she has enough training in the medical field to give me emergency attention in this battle. Are you sure? But do what you can. She performs a miracle. But I'm still severely injured. Don't let him get away. Oh, you crazy woman. One more battle and we will win. We're on the verge of victory. Press on. Catch him out here. Capture the valuable hostage from Olga land. Since we've occupied it, 6 years of war. Let's just put it to an end. So we will imprison my half brothers, Frodi, and Jarl, who was also there, as he's originally from Jämtland. So, again, I nearly died nearly at the war's end. It was probably the most deadliest civil war I've ever been part of. They're all going to resent me for this. You're all rebelling vassals. Let's enforce those demands. From February 13th, 919 to March 7th, 925. To my liege, your ruthlessness is inevitable. I know what I'm not to be. It seems I've left no choice but to comply with your demands. So we imprisoned those three. So be it. So be it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will end the episode on that note, as it's gone on too long. We got so much decisions to make, all those activities and all that. And it's gonna be a while until I recover from my injuries, which I'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about it. And so, we hope you people have enjoyed this action-heavy Civil War edition of this Norwegian series. But at least, thankfully, no one else ever tried to invade us while this precarious situation had been ongoing. But at least we've managed. But now, we're gonna punish those who rebelled against Þórunn, which now you know why she is absolutely feared in this realm. All that and more in the next episode of the Sognsdal Saga. But until then, so long for now.